Dahlia stands on the edge of the forest, the weight of the moon above pressing down on her. The air is thick with anticipation as distant flames flicker, their warmth calling her forward. She can feel the pull in her chest, an undeniable force, urging her to step closer. The forest around her is still, as if holding its breath, and her heart beats louder with every second. This is the night she has waited for. Years of uncertainty and waiting culminate in this moment. Dahlia's mind races, but her resolve is steady. She knows this night will change everything. The fire spirit is rumored to appear only once in a lifetime, and it is said that it holds the answers to all questions. What truths will it reveal? Will she still be the same person when the night ends? She takes a deep breath, understanding that the answers she seeks could shatter everything she believes. From the shadows, her brother steps forward, his voice low and urgent. Dahlia, wait. This is not the way. The fire calls, but it will consume what it touches. His words are heavy with concern, the weight of a brother's love clouded by fear. He knows the dangers that lie in the fire's glow, the ancient stories that warn of its power. Don't let your curiosity destroy us all. His words fall into the silence of the night, but Dahlia's resolve only hardens. Dahlia looks at her brother, her eyes fierce. I cannot live in ignorance any longer, Kofi. I have to know the truth. She steps forward, her voice strong, as she declares her need to understand the fire's mystery, no matter the cost. Her past is riddled with unanswered questions, and tonight she will face them all. Even if it means losing herself, even if it means destroying everything she holds dear, the truth must be uncovered. Without a second glance at Kofi, Dahlia steps away from him, her feet carrying her toward the fire's call. Her heart pounds in her chest, each beat sinking with the fire's rising glow. Kofi calls her name one last time, but she does not falter. The path ahead is unknown, but the fire pulls her like gravity, each step drawing her closer to something greater, something beyond her understanding. The deeper Dahlia goes into the forest, the louder the chanting becomes. It is rhythmic, almost hypnotic, echoing through the trees like a song passed down through generations. The air grows thick with the scent of smoke, and the forest hums with an ancient energy. She knows that this is no ordinary night. This is a ritual, a sacred moment, and she is both the witness and the participant. The flames ahead grow brighter, hotter. They reach toward the sky, like fingers grasping for the stars, and the ground beneath Dahlia seems to pulse with life. The fire's warmth touches her skin, but it is not enough to stop her. The earth itself seems to call her forward, urging her into its circle of light. Each step intensifies the heat, but her legs move on their own, driven by something greater than fear or caution. Dahlia's pace slows for a heartbeat. Doubt creeps in. What if the spirit is not what she expects? What if the truth destroys her, or worse, leaves her trapped in the flames forever? Her breath catches in her throat, and she hesitates for the first time. But the fire's pull is relentless, and her fear, though present, is drowned out by the burning need for answers. She knows she cannot turn back now. The moment of hesitation is over. Dahlia steps fully into the circle of light, crossing the threshold into the unknown. The fire spirit's presence grows stronger, the air charged with power and energy. There is no turning back now. The truth will be revealed, and she must face whatever comes. Her journey toward understanding has begun, and there is no other path but forward. The fire flickers and roars, the tension thickening around her. As she stands within the sacred circle, Dahlia's heart races, unsure of what to expect next. The fire's glow reveals nothing but shadows, hiding truths she is yet to comprehend. The spirit's song reaches a crescendo, and the air crackles with anticipation. Is she ready to learn the secrets of her bloodline? Will the fire spirit reveal what she has sought for so long, or will it consume her entirely? The night holds its breath, waiting for the revelation to come. The village pulses with energy, its rhythm echoing through the air like a heartbeat. Akiem is surrounded by thick forests and endless plains, but it is the people who make it alive. Bound by ancient customs, they live by the beat of rituals passed down through the ages. Every movement, every word, every action is shaped by the traditions of their ancestors. In this village, nothing happens by chance, and every moment is steeped in the old ways. The fire is the soul of Akiem. Ever burning and eternal, it stands at the center of their world, a sacred flame that holds the power to unveil the future. Once a year, it becomes the vessel through which the spirits communicate with the living. Its flames flicker with secrets and wisdom, offering glimpses of what is yet to come. The people gather around it, watching and waiting, for it is through the fire that their destinies are revealed. Each year, a young woman is chosen to face the fire spirit in the depths of the forest. It is a rite of passage, one that requires bravery and wisdom. The chosen one must face the unknown and uncover the truths that the fire holds. It is not just a test of strength, but of spirit. The task is sacred, for it is through the fire that the future is written. And this year, the chosen one is Dahlia. Dahlia stands on the edge of the village, her heart heavy with the weight of her lineage. Her mother, once the village healer, vanished after confronting the fire spirit years ago, leaving behind only unanswered questions. Now Dahlia carries her mother's legacy, stepping into the unknown with the same courage that once guided her. The fire's call is clear, and she must answer, for it is the only way to understand the mysteries surrounding her mother's disappearance, and perhaps uncover something about her own fate. As Dahlia walks, her mind drifts to the words her mother left behind, words that have haunted her for years. The fire will show you truths you are not ready to see, Amma had whispered, her eyes filled with a knowing sadness. But it is the fire's nature to burn what it touches. The cryptic message only deepened the mystery, leaving Dahlia with more questions than answers. What was the fire truly? What had Amma discovered, and why had she disappeared? The answers lie within the flames, and Dahlia is determined to find them. The chants of the villagers fill the air, rising in unison like the thunder of an approaching storm. Their voices carry through the night, calling Dahlia forward. The sound is both a blessing and a warning, for it signals the beginning of the ritual, the moment when everything will change. As she nears the fire, the energy in the air shifts, thickening with the weight of anticipation. The villagers' eyes are upon her, but it is the fire that truly sees. The fire burns brighter as Dahlia steps closer, its flames twisting and swirling, with a life of their own. The air around her crackles with energy, and she feels the weight of the spirit's presence. They are here, watching her every move. The fire's pull is stronger now, and Dahlia feels it deep within her bones. This night she knows is different. It is not just a ritual, it is the beginning of something greater. The spirits stir, and she is the one chosen to face them. Dahlia's mother had been the village healer, a woman of wisdom and power. But after her last encounter with the fire, she disappeared without a trace. The villagers speak in hushed tones about what happened that night, but none of the stories make sense. Some say she uncovered a truth too terrible to bear. Others claim she was taken by the spirits themselves. Dahlia is determined to discover the truth, to learn what her mother found that night and what she too may face in the flames. The fire shifts again, and Dahlia feels the call of the spirit within the flames. It is not a voice, but a presence, one that speaks directly to her soul. The fire spirit bridges the gap between life and death, its power extending beyond human understanding. It beckons her, urging her to step forward. Dahlia hesitates for only a moment, then steps into the fire's light. She is ready to face whatever truths lie beyond, no matter the cost. As Dahlia stands at the center of the fire's light, the air grows heavy with the weight of the spirit's gaze. The flames reach higher, their heat intense but not burning. She can feel the power of the fire spirit surrounding her, its presence overwhelming. And then it begins, the revelation. The fire reveals the truth of her lineage, of her mother's disappearance, and of the secret that has been hidden for generations. But the truth is not what she expected. What she learns will change everything she thought she knew about herself and the village of Akiem. Dahlia stands on the edge, feeling the heat of the fire crawl against her skin. The flames flicker and twist, calling to her, promising answers to the questions that have haunted her for years. She hesitates, heart racing. This is the moment she's been waiting for, the moment that will uncover the truth of her mother's disappearance, of the fire's power and the legacy that binds her to it. The fire calls relentless and fierce, as if it has waited just for her. A deep, sorrowful voice emerges from the heart of the fire. It rumbles like thunder, a vibration that shakes her to the core. "Are you truly ready to know what lies beyond?" it asks, the words carrying a weight that presses down on her chest. "The truth you seek comes with a price. Are you prepared to pay it?" Dahlia's breath catches in her throat. She looks into the flames, searching for the source, but the voice is the fire itself, a spirit that sees all and knows all. The warning is clear, but the pull of the fire is stronger. The voice grows louder, more insistent. "What you ask is not without consequence. The truth may break you. Can you bear it? Can you withstand what lies hidden in the fire's heart?" Dahlia's hands tremble, but her resolve does not waver. She steps closer, drawn by an unseen force, determined to uncover the answers that have haunted her since her mother's disappearance. She knows the fire speaks with power, but she cannot stop now. She must know. The ground trembles beneath her feet. The earth itself seems to respond to the spirit's call, shaking with an ancient force. The air thickens, crackling with energy, alive with the spirit's power. Dahlia feels it, the shift in the world around her, as if the earth and sky are holding their breath. The spirit's power is not just in the fire, it is in everything. The trembling ground is a warning, a reminder of how fragile the balance of the world is. She steps forward, ignoring the rumble beneath her feet. This is her moment. She cannot turn back. Dahlia's heart pounds as the fire's flames reach higher, twisting like serpents in the night. The spirit's warning echoes in her mind. What? Truth could be so painful. What could the fire show her that would break her apart? She clenches her fists, determined. She must know. But as the flames twist and writhe, fear creeps into her heart. What if the truth is more than she can bear? What if it is something that will shatter everything she has ever believed? Suddenly, the fire bursts into a violent explosion of light and heat. It surges forward, wild and untamed, wrapping itself around Dahlia like a living thing. She gasps, stepping back, but the flames seem to pull her in. The world around her vanishes as the fire grows, twisting into a vision that shakes her to her core. Faces, places, and memories flash before her eyes, each one sharper, more vivid than the last. The truth is coming, and it is more than she ever imagined. A figure emerges from the flames. It is her mother Amma, but not as Dahlia remembers her. Amma stands in her healer's robes, peaceful yet distant, her face a mask of both sorrow and resolve. The figure gazes at Dahlia, but her eyes are not full of the warmth and love Dahlia once knew. They are empty, knowing it is not the mother Dahlia once had. It is a spirit, a vision of the past, haunting yet beautiful. Dahlia's breath catches. "Ama," she whispers, her voice a mixture of awe and fear. Dahlia cries out, desperate for answers. "Why did you leave? What was it that you discovered? What secret were you hiding from me?" Her voice trembles as tears sting her eyes. Ama's spirit does not answer immediately. Instead, she stands there, silent, her gaze distant. The flames flicker around her, and the air grows heavy with unspoken words. Dahlia's heart aches as she watches the woman who once held her close, the woman who disappeared without a trace, leaving behind only shadows. Finally, Ama speaks, her voice gentle but filled with an unyielding truth. "I left to protect you," she says, the words carrying the weight of years of sacrifice. "There were things you were not ready to see. The fire reveals all, but it does not always show mercy. I did what I had to keep you safe." Dahlia's mind races, trying to understand. "Safe from what?" she demands. "What truth did you find that was so dangerous?" But Ama's spirit is silent again, her gaze steady but unyielding. The fire spirit's voice returns, deep and foreboding. "The balance is broken," it warns. "What happens now will change everything. What you choose to do with this knowledge will echo for generations. The path you walk now cannot be undone." Dahlia's heart pounds in her chest as the weight of the spirit's words settles over her. She feels the shift, the breaking of something ancient, something that has held the world in balance for as long as time itself. And now, it is broken. Her choices will shape the future. The vision begins to fade, the fire flickering back into its normal rhythm. Dahlia stands alone in the night, her mind spinning with the knowledge she has uncovered. Her mother's truth, the fire's warning, the balance that has been shattered, it is too much to grasp. But one question remains, lingering like smoke in the air. What happens next? As the flames settle, Dahlia knows that the answers she sought have only deepened the mystery. The fire has given her a glimpse of the truth, but it is only a beginning. The real journey is just beginning. Dahlia's mind churns with the fire spirit's warning, the words echoing in her ears. Are you ready? The truth comes with a price. She can't shake the feeling that she's being pulled into something far bigger than she can understand. Her mother's cryptic message, "I left to protect you," doesn't make sense. Protect her from what? The fire had spoken of a balance, one that must never be broken. But why did her mother have to leave? Why did she hide so much from her? With every step she takes, the weight of the spirit's warning grows heavier, and the truth slips further from her grasp. As the village prepares for the harvest ceremony, Dahlia feels the unease creeping in. The air is thick with tension, but she can't tell why. She moves through the crowd, eyes darting from face to face. Who can she trust now? What is real? The elders bustle around, preparing their sacrifices, their faces solemn. Dahlia looks at them, but something feels wrong. There's a quiet unease that she can't ignore, a sense that the ceremony will bring more than blessings to the village. Her heart beats faster, the dread growing stronger with every passing moment. The flames of the sacred fire crackle and dance as the elders gather around, offering their sacrifices to ensure a good harvest. Dahlia watches from a distance, her stomach a knot of anticipation. The fire burns brightly, but it feels colder now. As the eldest elder steps forward, his hands raised with the ceremonial blade, Dahlia holds her breath. Will the truth finally be revealed? She's sure that this is it, the moment where everything changes. The fire grows hotter and her heart races. This is the turning point. She can feel it in the air. A dark figure slips through the crowd, barely noticeable, but Dahlia's eyes lock onto it. The figure moves with purpose, blending into the shadows like a predator. A chill runs down Dahlia's spine. Who is it? Why does their presence feel so wrong? Her suspicion deepens. The tension in the air grows thicker, swirling around her like the smoke from the fire. She can hear the whispers of the villagers, but the figure remains silent, their intentions hidden. Dahlia feels her breath catch, the unease growing. Something is about to happen, and it won't be good. The eldest elder, Kwame, raises the ceremonial blade, poised to offer it to the fire. But before his hand can reach the flame, the fire roars to life. It erupts with blinding light, violent and unpredictable, casting the village into chaos. Dahlia watches, frozen in shock, as the flames swirl and twist, consuming everything in their path. The ground trembles beneath her feet. Kwame stumbles back, his face twisted in terror. The village is plunged into darkness, the sacred fire now, a force of destruction. This is not a blessing. It is a curse. Something has gone horribly wrong, and Dahlia realizes that everything she feared is now coming true. The fire grows, transforming into a figure, a towering figure that looms over the chaos. Dahlia's breath catches in her throat as the figure takes shape. It's the spirit, but it is more than that. It is the truth that has been hidden for so long. The balance was never real. The fire reveals the truth behind her mother's disappearance. It was never about protection. It was about keeping a secret. Dahlia's legs tremble as the spirit's voice cuts through the chaos. You think the balance is real? The truth is far darker than you ever imagined. Kwame falls to his knees, shaking, his face pale with fear. He looks at Dahlia, his eyes wide with terror. It's too late, he whispers, his voice barely audible over the roar of the fire. The balance has already shifted. There's no turning back now. Dahlia's heart drops into her stomach. What does he mean? The balance, the one her mother spoke of, is gone. What does this mean for the village? What does it mean for her? Kwame's confession is a dagger to her soul. The fear in his eyes tells her all she needs to know. The destruction has already begun. The fire spirit, now a monstrous entity, reveals its true face. The flames burn hotter, taking the form of a twisted, haunting figure. Dahlia's eyes widen as the spirit speaks, its voice like a thunderclap. I am the master of balance, it declares. But balance is an illusion. Your mother's secret is the truth you cannot accept. The truth that Dahlia had been searching for all this time now feels like a nightmare. Her mother's disappearance, her protection, the fire, it was all a lie. The fire spirit was the true mastermind behind the village's destruction, and now it is free to reshape everything. Dahlia's mind reels as the fire spirit's words sink in. The balance was never a natural force. It was a fragile lie, a system built to maintain control, to keep the village in the dark. It was never meant to be real. The destruction she now witnesses is the result of that lie being exposed. The village, the land, the people, they were all part of an illusion. As the flames burn higher, Dahlia feels the weight of the truth settle over her. The peace they once knew is gone. The way of life they cherished has crumbled. And now, the future is uncertain, its path twisted by the lies of the past. Dahlia walks among the charred remains, the scent of smoke still thick in the air. The village, once alive with laughter and tradition, now stands silent, broken. The fire spirit's eruption has left nothing untouched. Homes are reduced to ash, crops burned, and the once vibrant community now stands in grief. Dahlia feels the weight of her choices bearing down on her. The truth was revealed, but at what cost? Her heart aches as she surveys the destruction, knowing the peace of her people is lost forever. Her hands shake as she picks up the remains of a broken offering bowl. The fire's truth has shattered everything. There is no going back now. Dahlia. Feels the pull of her mother's legacy, the mantle of protector now resting on her shoulders. Her mother had held this role, guarding the secret of the fire, but now it is hers to bear. She hesitates, unsure of how to wield this power. What did it mean to protect something so destructive? The fire is no longer just a source of life and warmth. It is a force of chaos. Her heart pounds in her chest as she recalls the fire spirit's words. You must control it, or it will consume you. But how can she control something that has already brought so much ruin? She takes a deep breath, the weight of her new responsibility settling like a stone in her gut. The more Dahlia reflects, the clearer it becomes. The fire spirit was never a guardian. It was never a force to be revered or trusted. It was a destructive power, a force that manipulated, twisted, and shattered the balance. The realization hits her like a physical blow. Everything she believed was a lie. The fire, the balance, her mother's role, they were all part of a deadly illusion. The fire was never meant to protect. It was meant to control. The truth burns through her mind, scorching everything she thought she knew about the world she lived in. And now, the power of that fire lies in her hands, ready to either heal or destroy. Walking through the ruins of the ceremony, Dahlia feels the weight of her decisions. The earth beneath her feet is scorched, the remnants of the sacred fire still smoldering. The villagers' faces are etched with loss and fear, their hope gone in an instant. She understands now that revealing the truth was not just about exposing the fire's true nature. It was about breaking the illusion that had held the village together. She knew the consequences of her actions, but seeing it all unfold is far heavier than she expected. The balance is broken. Her mother is gone. The village is lost, and it's all because she sought the truth. Can she fix what she has broken? The village is shattered, but Dahlia knows she must rebuild. The elders are silent, their wisdom lost in the ashes. The people look to her, but she feels the weight of uncertainty in their eyes. She knows that her actions have forever changed the course of their future. The old ways are gone, and new traditions must be forged from the fire's truth. Dahlia stands before the people, her heart heavy with the burden of leadership. What can she give them now, she wonders. The fire has taken everything, hope, peace, and balance, but it hasn't taken their spirit. She will rebuild not just the village, but the trust they had in the truth. But it will take time, sacrifice, and courage to guide them forward. With the mantle of protector now firmly upon her, Dahlia must find a way to restore balance. But she knows that balance, the way they once understood it, no longer exists. The fire spirit's power is now something to be controlled, not revered. It is a force that can either heal or destroy. She gathers the villagers, standing tall despite the fear and uncertainty that grips her. The journey ahead will not be easy, and it will demand sacrifices. But Dahlia is ready. She has no choice but to reclaim control, to face the fire, and shape it into something that can guide her people toward a new future. It is her only option, and she will not fail them. Dahlia stands before the fire, her heart steady despite the heat that licks at her skin. The spirit is still there, watching her, testing her. She now understands the true nature of the fire. It is not a source of life, but a force of destruction, one that must be harnessed and controlled. She can no longer fear it. She must respect it for what it is. And in that respect, she finds strength. The power that once terrified her now feels like a tool, something she can use to rebuild and protect. But the responsibility is hers alone. She is the only one who can control the fire now. She takes a deep breath, knowing that this understanding is the first step in mastering the fire's power. Despite the devastation, Dahlia's resolve hardens. She knows what she must do. The fire's destruction has left the village in ruins, but it hasn't taken everything. The people still need hope, and that hope lies with her. Dahlia walks among the villagers, speaking of a new beginning, a new path forward. She promises them that she will protect them from the chaos the fire represents. The road ahead will be difficult, but she will guide them through it. She will rebuild their traditions, forging new ones that can withstand the fire's truth. Her words are met with uncertainty, but she knows that with time, they will see that the path she has chosen is the only one that can lead them to peace. Dahlia stands at the edge of the village, looking out over the land. The fire spirits, truth has reshaped everything. The village is no longer the same. The people are no longer the same. And Dahlia is no longer the same. She is now the protector, the one who holds the fire's power. But she knows that this power comes with a cost. The balance is gone, and the future is uncertain. Yet she also knows that her journey has shaped her into the leader the village needs. She will guide them through this new reality with courage, wisdom, and the strength to face whatever comes. The fire's truce has burned everything to the ground, but from those ashes, a new future will rise, and Dahlia will be there to see it through. Dahlia sits alone, surrounded by the smoking remnants of the ceremony. The heat from the dying flames still clings to the air, but it offers no comfort. Her mind races as she processes the destruction that now defines her people's fate. She had uncovered the truth, but at what cost? The fire spirit, once a revered force of life, had turned into a weapon of chaos. Her people's hope, once tied to the fire's warmth, now lies in ruins. She stares at the ground, her hands covered in ash, feeling the weight of her choices pressing down on her. The ceremony had promised answers, but it had only led to devastation. Could she have known? Could she have stopped it? It's too late to turn back now. In the stillness, Dahlia understands. The truth she uncovered, once thought to be a path to salvation, has only served to expose the fracture at the heart of her community. The fire was never a protector. It was a force that controlled, that demanded fear. She had broken the illusion, but now that illusion is gone forever. The truth that had seemed so pure now feels heavy, like a burden too great to carry. Dahlia's chest tightens as she realizes the price she has paid. She has shattered the beliefs that held her people together. The truth has come with a cost, and now she must bear it alone. The fire's power, once revered, is now a curse in her hands. The fire spirit's warning echoes in her mind. Truth, though necessary, can unravel everything you hold dear. Dahlia now understands the depth of those words. The truth, while freeing, also rips apart the fabric of what was once familiar. The bonds of tradition, the rituals, the trust in the fire, all of it lies broken in the aftermath of her revelation. The people look to her, but Dahlia no longer sees their faces with the same certainty. She has unraveled something essential, and the pieces no longer fit. The fire was not a guardian. It was a force that demanded obedience. And now, she must confront the consequences of freeing that truth. Her hands tremble. There is no way to undo what has been done. For the first time, Dahlia comprehends the full weight of the fire spirit's words. The fire's power isn't something to be wielded lightly. It is a force that demands respect, not love, control, not trust. The lessons learned from the fire are not comforting, but they are necessary. The truth she uncovered wasn't meant to bring peace. It was meant to challenge her, to force her to see the world as it truly is, not as she wished it to be. She shudders as she realizes the deeper meaning behind everything that has happened. The fire is not just a spirit, it is a teacher, and its lessons come with a heavy price. The question now is whether she has the strength to carry that lesson forward. Dahlia knows now there is no turning back. The moment the truth was revealed, everything changed. The village will never be the same, and neither will she. Her life has been irreversibly altered. The people may still look to her for guidance, but she understands that they are lost in their own way now. She has shattered the foundation of their world. No matter what she does next, she cannot return to the past. The fire spirit has shown her the harshness of reality, and there is no undoing the damage. Yet Dahlia knows she must keep moving forward. There is no other choice. The future is unwritten, and her decisions will shape it whether she's ready or not. As Dahlia looks out over the remnants of the ceremony, she accepts the truth. The burden of leadership is hers to carry now, not only for herself, but for the people who still seek her guidance. The consequences of her actions are not something she can undo, but they are something she must live with. The fire's truth has changed everything, and now she must face the future with eyes wide open. The path ahead will be difficult, and the weight of her decisions will never leave her. But Dahlia is no longer afraid. She has accepted the responsibility, knowing that the fate of the village lies in her hands. It is her choices that will define their future, and she is ready to bear that weight. Dahlia's new role as the leader of her people is not a title. It is a constant weight pressing on her shoulders. Every decision she makes will carry the hopes and fears of the village, but it will also carry the consequences of exposing uncomfortable truths. The people will look to her for direction, but there is no easy answer to the questions they now ask. What is the truth worth if it leads to destruction? What is the value of knowledge when it tears a community apart? Dahlia realizes that leadership is not just about guiding, it's about carrying the pain of the past while forging a path to the future. She is both the healer and the wound. Despite the sorrow that clouds her heart, Dahlia feels a surge of strength. She knows that her journey has irrevocably changed her, and it has forever altered the village. But this change, though painful, is not the end. It is only the beginning. She stands tall, no longer overwhelmed by the past, but driven by the need to build something new. Her resolve hardens as she steps forward, determined to lead her people through the darkness of uncertainty. The fire has shown her the truth, but it is up to her to create a future that can withstand its lessons. And though the road ahead is uncertain, Dahlia knows one thing for sure. She will walk it with courage, for she is the protector now, and nothing can take that away from her.